Hello again, beautiful humans. Delta Airlines just approved a new contract, bumping up pilot salary by 34%, including other perks such as profit-sharing incentives and so on. American Airlines then responded by saying that they will give raises that would average 40% more in the next 4 years. To put this into context, this would mean that a Boeing 737 captain in American Airlines will earn $475,000 a year, and a senior captain on the Boeing 777 would earn up to $590,000 a year. And so with all these big numbers, what has it got to do with people who are not pilots? Stay tuned. The aviation industry is a cyclical industry. Some years up, some years down, averaging every 10 years. The tourism industry usually blooms and prosper for 10 years and then undergo a temporary decline or correction before shooting right back up. The reason for previous declines has always been different. Some examples are the September 11 attacks in the United States in 2001 or the SARS influenza episode in 2003. In 2008, subprime mortgage crisis meltdown caused a lot of people to tighten their belts, and pilots who have just graduated from flying school found it hard to get jobs when the whole industry is contracting. In the year 2020, COVID-19 was raging on all over the world, causing the Mojave Desert to be full of aircraft that are still fully functional. The Mojave Airport in California is mainly a burial ground for commercial airlines and jets. What happens to old aircraft when they get old? No, we do not send them to nursing homes. We send them to the desert. When you store a huge amount of planes, you would choose a place that is very big, where the air is dry and has low humidity, desert conditions. Fun fact is that there are various films shot in this airport. So when you do not have use for planes and you do not know when you will use them, you would retire some planes. And some of the planes that were retired were the Boeing 747s and the Airbus A380s. Air India, Qantas, KLM and British Airways has retired its Boeing 747s, while Malaysia Airlines and China Southern decided to retire their A380s. And although these super jumbo jets are incredibly quiet and are able to carry huge amount of passengers, they are also very thirsty and are fuel guzzlers. If you are not doing so well financially, you might want to switch your Ford, Mustang, Shelby, GT500 to a more cost-saving Tesla. Similarly, when airlines have to reduce their burn rate, they have to retire their big aircrafts prematurely. Another reason why airlines retire their own fleet is that they opted for more advanced Boeing 787s and Airbus A350s, and what they did not anticipate were certain problems that crop up during production. The Boeing 787 was the latest aircraft by Boeing, and in 2011 when it was first released, there were some problems with lithium batteries being used. The lithium batteries actually plays a vital role in replacing some of the hydraulic systems and also part of the pressurization systems. With the 787, it has a no-bleed system, meaning that the APU and both generators are used for optimal engine start. In case of a generator failure, the remaining generator may be used for engine start but at a slower pace. Because the engine start is completely electrical without the help of pneumatic systems, you can basically start both engines at the same time. And you can see why if you have an issue with lithium batteries, it is a big deal. There were also some engine issues early on the Boeing 787, and both the battery issue and engine issue was fixed. The reason why that there was a Boeing 787 production delay was because of its fuselage designs. The aircraft is made up of composite materials, namely carbon fiber, and carbon fiber has many advantages: high tensile strength, high strength to weight ratio, high stiffness, well that's what she said, high chemical resistance, and high temperature tolerance. The problem with the plane, however, was that there was tiny gaps between sections of the airplane body and variations of skin flatness in certain sections of the fuselage. When there are gaps, the engineers have to place shims, and basically shims are used to fill small gaps between objects, and the shims that they were using were of the wrong size. Boeing then reported about this issue to the FAA and stressed that it is not a flight safety concern. There were a few other issues as well, like the forward pressure bulkhead, the door frames, and titanium parts that are weaker than they should be, and this caused further delays, and that there were roughly 120 787s that needed to be checked last year, 2022, before being delivered to customers. And these checks requires a lot of manpower, and so production was slowed down to cater for these checks. This is why some airlines decided to use their Boeing 747s again, bringing it out of hibernation. And with tourism booming and people wanting to travel, there are simply not enough planes to cater for the demand. Some airlines use the point-to-point system, while others use the hub and spokes model. The hub and spokes model is very useful for Middle Eastern airlines as they have the benefit of location and geography. Being at the center, they are able to connect passengers to many parts of the world. It would make sense for them to use the model. And essentially, people will fly to Dubai, Doha, and Abu Dhabi and then hop on another plane to reach their destination. One of the benefits is that in the case of an aircraft malfunction or hiccup, the central base is able to cater to these shortages and activate aircrafts and crew members. With the point-to-point system, one of its benefits is that it reduces travel time and transit time for passengers, and it also eliminates or reduces the probability of baggage being misplaced or lost during transit. However, if an aircraft is grounded, it will cause massive delays, and with the hub and spokes model in general, there will be spare aircraft and also some flexibility in rearranging the flight schedules. Now, why all of this is important? If the airlines are still using the hub and spokes model and using small aircrafts to do it, they would need a lot of pilots. As mentioned previously, the Boeing 747s and Airbus A380s are no longer in production. And even if airlines decided to use these super jumbos for now, it is only a temporary solution to the sheer demand and volume of passenger travel. And moving forward, the best-selling aircrafts will be the 737 MAX and the Airbus A321neos. For long hauls, the Airbus A350s and the Boeing 787 will do the job. Flying has become more and more accessible with the mass production of planes. With that, more airports are needed to be built. In a previous video, I have also mentioned about Air India's historic aircraft order and how it will truly change the face of aviation. Now, it is indeed a great time to enroll to a flying school and be part of this huge growth that is happening right now in the aviation industry. Flying is one of the best jobs that you can have if you have the passion for travel and planes. Although there might be challenges along your journey to be a cabin crew, engineer or pilot, the rewards are incredible. At the end of the day, the travel industry will always grow as we humans are always curious creatures. We all have this adventure spirit deep inside of us. So why stay in one place when you can have the whole world?